I'm Charleen Duncan and I'm building a prosperous South Africa. For those of us who know the UWC story, we all know about the little university in the bush that was deliberately placed there in the apartheid era.
We have a crucial role to play with institutions of high quality to say to our children, you are not second rate. You don't have to apologize for who you are. When you are given the opportunities, grab them and know that the sky is the limit.
One of the other stories that UWC loves to tell is about how we have a sense of community and how we understand the importance of giving back to a community and being functional in a community and creating an enabling environment in a community. If you listen to what the vision statement for the university is, it's about a place of quality where you can grow from hope to action through knowledge. And it's those elements, those fundamental elements, that I would like to embrace within the entrepreneurship space. Now, I think about entrepreneurship a bit differently. I think it's important to see entrepreneurship as a culture and as a mindset. Entrepreneurship is not just about building a set of business skills, but it's about how we think and how we see the world and how we can change the world. And so for me, it's about developing that culture and that mindset, which starts when our children go to school at grade R level and it carries its way all the way through to grade 12. It's almost too late to develop that kind of culture and that kind of mindset when you're having to deal with the concept of entrepreneurship at university for the first time. So now, what are the things that we want to do in the Center for Entrepreneurship? As a university, we're uniquely placed in terms of developing curriculum. Lots of entrepreneurs in South Africa have become entrepreneurs for survivalist reasons. They've lost their jobs, they now need to work, they have a skill, but they don't necessarily have the business skills or the business acumen that goes with starting a business. And so, in the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, we want to develop across campus with the different faculties, because it must be multidisciplined. We want to develop a curriculum for entrepreneurship that articulates from a short course basis all the way to a master's in entrepreneurship. The big thing and the thing that excites me the most about the curriculum is that we want to look at things a bit differently. So we want to look at access and exits. How do you access this curriculum? You know, there's a huge emphasis placed on matriculation and the level that you matriculate at and what do you need to get into a university. But for this curriculum, it needs to be a bit different. We need to look at experience. If you've run a successful business for 5 or 10 years, what does your portfolio of evidence look like? We need to almost map a different route of academic literacy and a different path to allow you to have access to this curriculum. It's the empowering component of an entrepreneur being able to walk away with an accreditation or a certification or a moderated course from a university. The other area is to look at research. We're so often accused of the research staying behind, and I want to use an American concept where they talk about it gets stuck in the walls of the academy. But how do we use research to become more meaningful so that it can impact and change lives, and so that we can grow the economy because we understand the nuances and we understand the spaces and we understand how we can interact in the political and the socio-economic environment to develop those jobs that the National Development Plan talks about by 2030. To look at unemployment and to look at youth and young people and the challenges that they face every day. We also want to develop a fellowship. Why am I talking about a fellowship? What does a fellowship mean? For me, a fellowship is simply a place where entrepreneurs can come together as a collective and as a community. We often don't talk to each other. We don't know and we don't understand the power of bringing people who are like-minded together, who can create jobs as a collective, because we don't all have the same skills. But when we start packaging those skills differently, we see a different set of opportunities and we understand things differently. The four big things for me in terms of the entrepreneurial space is that access to information, access to finance, access to opportunities, access to training. How do we look at that with different lenses? And how do we harness what the South African government is currently doing? Why a dedicated ministry for small business? Why the vision in terms of where we want to go with the National Development Plan? I think it's up to all of us to contribute to the bigger picture and the bigger plan, and to ensure that we meet those goals as a collective.